If you clicked on this video, you probably find yourself unemployed. That sucks. I'm here to tell you, you will not only survive, but you will thrive. As long as you are intentional with your finances, you will thrive. How's it, guys? My name is Lebogang. Welcome to the first video on the TMI platform. On this platform, we strive to give you the tools to not only take control of your finances, but also to grab your financial freedom, vice grip, and never let go. So if you're interested in headlocking that financial freedom, go ahead and smash that subscribe button or press it gently, whatever you prefer. Alright, so first things first, what you want to do is you want to budget. It may sound odd that you need to budget during this time, as naturally you would find yourself unemployed, so therefore you don't have any money, right? Wrong, right? So the less you have, the more important it is to budget. In other words, if you have savings, what you're doing is you're taking those savings and then you're figuring out how long that's going to be able to last you, right? If you don't have savings, this is going to be very important now. If you don't have savings, you need to do the same thing. You need to budget as if you have income coming in. Otherwise, when income does come in, you won't know what to do with it. And then you're going to lose it as fast as it came in or as slow as it came in, right? At the end of the day, if you do not budget, a budget is a plan. If you do not plan, you plan to fail. We all know the saying, if you don't, you better learn it. If you don't know how to budget, ask your questions in the comments. I'll get back to you. It's that simple. Number two, you need to check all your insurances as well as any relief programs that are available. All right, you would actually be surprised at how many insurances are actually covering things they normally wouldn't. So make sure you actually go ahead and check that. So I don't necessarily just mean your UIF, right? So UIF is there for you, and that's your unemployment fund, but also look at other avenues you might not have expected. If you have life insurance, for example, go ahead, call those guys. You're not going to lose anything. Check with any relief programs. If you have your cell phone on contract, call those guys. So effectively, if you have any creditors whatsoever, call them, explain your situation, and they might actually be able to help you. Do not be afraid to pick up the phone and say, help me. Help me. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You pick up the phone, you call your creditors, and you say, help me. And if they don't, you realize that, okay, you're in trouble. And then you know exactly what you need to do to get out of that. And how you're going to get out of that is by following some of the steps in this list, as well as some more steps that are going to be coming in later videos of how to actually grab financial freedom, vice grip, right? So stay tuned if you actually want to know more. All right, let's move on to step number 3. So here's where you get responsible. So you need to sit down and update your resume / CV, right? Not to get another job. That's not the purpose of this exercise. The purpose here is so you understand the skills you have. It's so you understand the value you bring. You need to really understand this, because it's not about searching for the next job right now. Right now, this moment, what you want to do is understand the value you bring. This is very key. Sit down, write down your skills, hard and soft skills, and then figure out what's your strengths. And then finally update your resume. Now let's move on to number 4. Schedule your time to apply for a new job. Set a schedule, 1 to 3 hours max, where you're going to apply for one job per day. Why? Because number 1, it gives you time to research the company. You need to be very specific. You already know your industry or the industries you're interested in. What you want to do is be specific to the company, see if there's any vacancies. If there isn't anything posted on their website, the contact numbers that they have there, call some of those. Ask if there's any vacancies. Be very intentional about the things you want to do. Be very specific about the things you want to do. So what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself in a position where you are actually applying yourself, you're researching the company, you're creating tailored cover letters to send into these companies for each position that you send in, right? You help yourself stand out more in the sea of unemployed youth and unemployed seasoned veterans. So you constantly supply yourself with that hit of dopamine. right? Which is absolutely something you need right now in an unemployed situation. So don't rob yourself. I actually want to say don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. Don't play yourself. Schedule out what you want to do. Number 5, don't start a new business. I don't know how many times I have to sort of speak to people and be like, no, man, listen, you can't start a new business right now. That doesn't mean if you have a business, don't pursue that. That's a different topic entirely, because now you have a business that you've already been running and you already understand the challenges that come with said business. And then what you're trying to do is overcome said challenges, right? I'm talking about people who don't know a damn thing about running a business, and they just want to start a business because they suddenly find themselves unemployed. Bruh, if I see any of you at the line at CIPC waiting to register a business, Mama Claus cupcakes and things, bruh, I'm sorry. I'm calling the cops on you. I'm calling the cops on you because you have no business being there. That should actually be illegal, right? Starting a business when you're desperate is the worst thing you can possibly do, because you can't make logical and good financial decisions. So don't start a business. But here's what you do next. If you're asking yourself, what am I going to do if I don't start a business? So number 6, find something to sell. Now, I don't know why this is really hard for people. I don't get why people don't understand that when I say sell something, even though, by the way, that's a really good business if you just change your mindset a little bit as to how you then operate said business, and then how you want to grow, and then what you want to achieve. So you need to think about the future, but then act in the now for that business. But anyway, point is, I digress. When you're trying to find something to sell, this is when you go back to step number 3. Take a really deep look at those skills. Then find certain elements in there that can make you money. If you have a bucky, for example, go to builders, man. Go to builders, speak to those guys and ask them, how much does it actually cost to keep one of my buckies outside there, right? So that it can actually carry a load. It really depends on your own personal resources and what you have. If you don't have anything physically, but you have your mind, what you want to do is capitalize on your mind. By the way, this is not a business. What you are doing is making money. But don't call it a side hustle, because that's not what this is. It's also not a piece job, because you're undervaluing yourself. What you're doing is you're creating a portfolio of clientele and failed ideas. Because not all of these ideas are going to be successful. You're going to try some things, they're going to fail. You're going to move on to your next skill. This is why number 1 is so important. Your budget. Understanding your finances. Because if you are scared to look at your bank account, I would urge you to do everything in your power to get over that. Number 7, don't rush to get to that next job. That is why we have step number 4, where you have already scheduled out your job applications, sorts that one out. You have to find that balance, right? So the balance is you're doing the necessary footwork by actually applying strategically and with logic. And you're making sure you're very productive. Because if you follow that step, what you would find is that per week you would be sending in 5 different tailor-made applications. This effectively increases your chances of somebody replying back to you. And if it doesn't, it increases your confidence, because now you know your value. And then there's other steps in between which already covered what to do with said value. Capitalize on the extra time. That's what you want to do. Because you've already set a schedule, the time after that, Monday to Friday, that's you. Not for you to sit around on the couch. Mind you, yes, you can do that, but not the whole day. You can schedule out that time as well. But you need to schedule in your productivity. You need to schedule in your future. You need to be able to grab your personal financial freedom, vice grip, and never let go. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching until the end of the video. I 110% appreciate it. If you actually found this video valuable and informative, please ensure you're leaving some comments down below. Subscribe, hit that post notification so they inform you when I'm dropping these gems. Listen, financial freedom doesn't have race, color, or creed. Financial freedom can be attained at any level. So you don't have to be rich, and it's not out of your reach if you are poor. In fact, financial freedom is the foundation to creating wealth and stability.